Hey there, I'm Jess Budd from the Marketing O'Clock team, and welcome to today's marketing tutorial where we are going to go through how to set up shared budgets in Google Ads. It's a pretty simple thing, but they can be a lifesaver. So just a real quick note about shared budgets, what they are. According to Google Ads themselves, shared budget is a single average daily budget that is shared by multiple campaigns in an account. Pretty self-explanatory, but it can really help you manage spends a little bit easier. Just an FYI before we get into it, they're not compatible with any campaigns that are part of an experiment, any hotel campaigns with a commission bid strategy, or Performance Max campaign. So to our PMax friends out there, you cannot use shared budgets, but they can be really helpful otherwise. Before we get into setting them up, why might you want to use one? Let's say you have a bunch of campaigns that could share a budget, right? And you're managing individual daily budgets for each, but only because that's just how you've always done things. Or say you don't like using scripts to manage your budgets. This isn't a catch-all for that, but it is just an alternative option, I suppose. So with a shared budget for your campaigns, you can apply one daily budget to multiple campaigns in your account and basically let Google decide how to spend that money. So say you have 4 campaigns that have a daily budget of $10, just for the sake of example. Each one of those is going to get cut off at the $10, in theory, limit each day and stop. But maybe some days, some of those campaigns don't get as much action. There's just not as many people searching for whatever your campaign is about that day. And you might want to be able to flex in another direction, again, without having to use scripts or, higher daily budgets in general. So applying a shared budget would allow a campaign with a little bit higher volume use up a little bit more of that budget. So you could still make your shared budget, that $40 across 4 campaigns for $10 each, but let it be a little bit more fluid in how it spends. So that could be helpful if you have like a bunch of, RLSA campaigns that you just want to, again, trying to control at a higher level, but don't really care which way it goes. Or if you have a bunch of search campaigns around a specific, product or service that you're offering, again, depending on how you have your campaign set up, you decide if this will work well for you. But it is just a nice option to flex a little bit on your daily budgets while still maintaining overall control. So let's dig into how to set that up. All right, so I'm here in my account, and to set up a shared budget, you just go into Tools and Settings. And then in the shared library, you will find a shared budgets item. All right, so now that I am here, I can create a shared budget. This is also where you can come to manage existing shared budgets once you have them created. So you can either choose this blue plus sign or this blue plus sign to create a new shared budget. So I'm just going to pick this one because it's where my cursor is. And here we go. Now, it's a pretty straightforward process. All you have to do is either scroll through and select the campaigns you want or search for them specifically. So I know that I want to make this shared budget just for a couple branded campaigns that I have running because I really don't care which way the money goes. I just want to make sure that I have a good solid branded presence in search, and I am okay sharing the budget between the two. So I'm just going to search here for branded, and my 2 active campaigns here I'm going to select. And they're over here, so they're going to be added. Now, also, you have to give your budget a name. It's obviously good practice, and then it'll help you find what you're looking for later, again, should you go to edit it. So I'm just going to say branded shared budget. You can call it whatever you want, just be descriptive. Okay, and so now it is telling me that it is going to be a total budget, which you can edit later, of $200 shared across 2 campaigns. The average per campaign is $100. It's building that based off of my existing daily budget for each of those campaigns. So something else of note too, once you create a shared budget, say you have 5 campaigns in there and then you add a 6th one later, Google is going to fold that additional budget from that new campaign into your new shared budget and update the total. So you'll just want to make sure, if that's okay with you, great. If not, then make sure to go back in and edit your shared budget and bring that total back down to where you want it to be later. But that's something important to note here. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and save. I am happy with that. Ta-da! Now I have this shared daily budget across my branded campaign. So then now I can come here and I can see all the details. So I can see that there's 2 campaigns in there. I can see any performance metrics here as well as what we've spent in total, as that, again, begins to serve using this shared budget. And I can come through and I can change the average daily or the shared daily budget here. So say I wanted to bring it back down to that 100 that each campaign had individually, I could do that and just hit save. You can also rename the thing here if you want by clicking the pencil, or click into it again to see the campaigns that are in there and use the blue plus to add things in. So something of note too, shared budgets do not work with all bidding strategies. So you may run into some errors there. Be sure to check Google's help articles for more detail on what you can and can't do with the things. And also something really important, a little nugget, is that if you switch to a shared budget midday from an individual budget to a shared budget, Google starts that spending over at zero, as if those campaigns being included now in the shared budget have spent nothing. So if you don't care about that and just need to get your work done, that's fine. But if this is something that you need to really tightly control, you're going to want to set those shared budgets basically first thing in the morning so that you're starting from zero essentially anyway. Or, work with campaigns that are paused and then set them live once you have your shared budget applied. And that is pretty much it. That is how to create and manage shared budgets in Google Ads. So I hope you found this helpful. And if so, be sure to check out our podcast, Marketing O'Clock. It's a weekly digital marketing news podcast where we share tips, PPC, organic stuff, social, you name it, anything digital marketing related. And like and subscribe for more tutorials like this one.